Hey guys, welcome everybody to day 40 of the trading marathon here on this channel. My name is Daniel and today's video will be a practice lesson about the smart money concepts which we already discussed. First of all, we had the theory lessons and also in the last 3 days we got some practice into the individual smart money concepts, but today we want to go deep into the charts and get some experience in how these smart money concepts interact with each other, because that's kind of a very important thing to know and a very important flow to follow in order to be able to get the biggest value out of this chart analysis technique. So okay, first of all, we are looking at the graph. We already discussed it. There are 3 main smart money concepts, which is the liquidity sweep, the break of structure and the order block, and usually it happens also in exactly this order. Okay, so you need to understand that the chart, first of all, let's follow me just in theory. First of all, what the chart needs to do in order to make a big move is to grab up some orders to the upside or downside. If he grabs the orders and the orders reject the price really strongly, so all the orders get filled, all the people get stopped out or all the take profits got hit, the price gets a very sharp reversal. That's called the so-called liquidity sweep. After the liquidity sweep happens, most likely you will get an impulse to the other direction. So to say, if the liquidity sweep was to the upside, you will get a strong move towards the downside following straight away after the liquidity sweep, which will lead to a so-called break of structure, which to the downside, which is the second smart money concept. So first of all, let's say price grabs liquidity to the upside, gets an impulse to the downside, which causes a break of structure. So that's the second thing you will notice. And then once the break of structure occurred, you can point out the order block from the highs that we have formed, and that's the region where an order block is laying and where most likely the price is going to retest before the movement in the same direction is going to get a follow-up. Okay, so also obviously direction vice versa. So if the liquidity sweep is happening to the downside, we fish out previous orders, previous stop loss, take profit orders from previous lows. Then a strong impulse to the upside is following. This will lead to a break of structure, so that's the second smart money concept that you will see. And then you can point out the order block on the downside, which will be the region where the retest is going to happen, where you can potentially enter along, and then will be the follow-up towards the upside for good. Okay, so that's the idea. So now we wanna go deep into the charts and confirm this knowledge so that you see how it interacts and how you can actually use it and see it and point it out and so on. Let's for example, we have already been together in the several charts. So this, what we are seeing here right now, my Elliott wave count, it's nothing new for you. I already introduced you to it. But let's for example check out this example. This is actually perfect. So as you can see, the smart money like whatever concept I want to explain to you, I don't have to search for too long. I just immediately see and I show you. For example, do you see these highs? They are laying basically all on one spot, right? So at this region, there was a lot of liquidity. So what the price did, he swept this liquidity, gets rejected towards the downside and breaks here the previous low towards the downside. So first of all, we saw here liquidity sweep. Second of all, break of structure. Then we made the block. Actually, that's not the real order block. That's the Fibonacci retracement level. If you are doing it with the Elliott wave analysis method as well, if you measured here the 50% to the 61% retracement, you will get that. But usually, like also an order block is the ideal target, for a retest. But after the break of structure, a retest will happen, and then comes the real move. So you understand that those 3, it's a perfect example here for all 3 smart money concepts, which happens straight after each other. First liquidity sweep here in this box from the previous highs, which we had here. And what you must notice, this is basically the very important thing. Okay, if this high would have gotten broken, that would have possibly caused a full moonshot towards the upside, because this is a substantial high. This is a real Elliott wave, bigger time frame wave high. Okay, so that's why you really need to understand the Elliott wave theory in order to understand, so this is a really bigger time frame high that we should not break at all. But all those smaller highs, here, here, these are all potential liquidity zones that we are just going to grab at one point. So you just, after those highs happen, you just need to watch at one point, will a liquidity sweep happen? After the liquidity sweep, you don't know at this point for sure that it's a liquidity sweep. I just had this target region based on the Elliott wave analysis. So if you have the Elliott wave knowledge, it will be very beneficial for you because you get more detailed targets. But once you recognize, now it hit my Elliott wave target, now it possibly grabbed the highs from back there, and then you see a break of structure, okay, search for the order block or a fib retracement, trade in the direction that it broke the structure, and boom. You know, that's the that's actually all the magic. In tomorrow's video we are getting some more practice in, because actually today's video was just about how the smart money concepts are looking combined on the chart. Tomorrow we are really getting an extensive lesson in, okay? Like a real chart practice lesson, like starting from when you open a chart, you know how you do. Maybe we do an Elliott wave analysis together again. So as we did it in the Elliott wave video, for example, we do it for Solana, Link, XRP, whatever. And then once we did that, we try to point out the smart money concepts and how the smart money concepts would potentially give us further entries there. So that will be the concept for tomorrow, and because tomorrow is already day 41, one day before the finish line. And the last day will basically a complete surrounding guide on how to move on, because you know it's not all about chart analysis. We had a very extensive part in the beginning about trading psychology, about risk management in the first 20 days or something. So in the last day we really want to get a full recap on what you really need to know and how you really need to execute and how your everyday should look like in order to succeed in trading, guys, because that's what this course was all about. This is my only point, really, that after these 42 videos you will be able to make money. That is the whole reason and my whole point of even making any of these videos, okay? So if I don't succeed in this goal, if you don't make money, my goal is not reached. So let's really, you know, do our best to make that happen. Okay guys, I need to show you yesterday's half marathon, day 40 in a row. So, yesterday was 39, sorry. So today is 40. After this video is recorded, I will go on the 40th run and then 2 more runs. And like from now on, 3 more runs and we're done, guys. I hope you liked the content and I hope you enjoyed the information. If that's the case, leave a like and a subscription down below the video, and we see each other in tomorrow's video. Until then, stay hard. Ciao, ciao.